everybody. Welcome back to Sunday night with the Midwest Motorsports team. This is Sunday night Stock Cars Series action. I'm your host, Michael Harris Jr. at the broadcast booth, 7-time studio here in the northeast of the United States. It's time for some Sunday night action here with boys at MidwestMotorsports.com. We're racing 134 laps here at Chicagoland Speedway. Always an interesting design speedway, kind of similar in shape. Twin sisters, if you will, with Kansas, just fraternal twins, not identical twins. As the back straightaway of Chicagoland is ovaled, as you might notice, as the race wears on. It's kind of like one continuous curve back here. Dustin Reinsettle puts the car on pole. That number 11 Chevrolet on his outside is Jason Huffman. Another fast car, and look for them to be battling for the lead. Norm Snyder ekes into third. Aaron Holroyd comes on into fourth place. Myself in fifth. Ron Schamer sixth. James Olavison seventh. Josh Watt eighth. And Chris Thaler ninth. Green flag is underway here as Dustin Reinsettle leads the field. Down the front straightaway, side by side with Jason Huffman. We'll see how the field fans out here. Norm Snyder falling back to Aaron Holroyd early. We all make it through turn one just fine. Dustin riding the high line here out of turn three. Jason Huffman on the inside. Will he take the spot? And the timing chain says yes, he will get that lap led. A commentator in fifth place can't keep an eye on the track. James Olavison catching up to him back there. Norm Snyder still up towards the front of the group. And Dustin Reinsettle will take the lead back here. He'll get that lap led. One of the key things for these cars will be the tire wear scenario. We have 134 laps, and the fuel setup here is only for around 25 laps, so we will have several stints where the cars will just take 2 sets of tires, but obviously the more wear you put on those Goodyear Eagles, the worse your later runs are going to be. Now we got Aaron Holroyd battling with Jason Huffman for second place up there. Norm's still kicking around there in fourth place. James Olavison has moved up into fifth as Harris drops back to sixth place. Chris Thaler making a run for that sixth place, currently in seventh. And you have Ron Schamer and Josh Watt filling out the rest of the field. Still side by side now. Jason Huffman getting a big run on the outside lane. He's got the lead. Can he keep it down the front straightaway? It looks like he might not have. We'll see if the timing belt says different, and it does. Timing belt. The timing tower says Jason Huffman has that lead now. He's got a command of that lead as Dustin Reinsettle falls back to second. Aaron Holroyd still third. Norm Snyder trying to make a look on the inside here. Has he got something for that number 9 Chevrolet? Number 9 winning in the Cup Series tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. There's a Congo line there for second place. You sacrifice short run speed for long run pace. That is the question facing most of the guys here today, especially with that tire wear problem. Some of the guys that are up front now burning through their Goodyear Eagles a little bit faster than those that are not. And of course, Jason Huffman and Dustin Reinsettle know how to save tires. Aaron Holroyd, he knows a thing or two about shaving. Be interesting to see as the number 4 machine coming to life here towards the end of the regular season. He is still firmly in the lead of the points for the Stock Car Series, with Norm Snyder now dropped to second thanks to the drop races. So last broadcast on Friday night with the trucks, I talked about not knowing what track we were going to until the tail end. Auto Club Speedway will be the host for the Truck Series this coming Friday night. It will also be the host for Sunday night's action next Sunday, May the 10th. Something to think about here. Not that we're really moving on too much early, but just to keep that in the back of your minds. Not a lot of shuffling going on, but that battle for 5th has now heated up as Chris Thaler, hot on the heels of James Olafson. He's going to go to the inside here through turns 3 and 4. James all the way up to the top of the racetrack, trying to hold on. Does he get the momentum from the outside line? He has some momentum, but give that to... Well, no, Chris Thaler's actually still staying in 6th place. He is going to try to make the move here through turn 3 and 4. Not able to do it. Unfortunately, can't get enough momentum out of the corner to make the pass. He's got the move, and well, that's not going to help you, James. James hits the wall coming into turn 3. That's going to slow his momentum down. Top 4 drivers maintaining position there. Norm Snyder continuing to hang with the top 3 groups. Everyone calls him a sandbagger because he just practices, get those top numbers on the speed and just drops during race time. But here he is, hanging with the group. Three-tenths of a second separating all the top drivers. And Chris now making a huge move as he goes way down to the apron. He still doesn't... Oh, nope, he does this time. Gets the spot at the line. Can he slide up ahead just in time? No, there's some contact made. Chris is yet to clear James. They go through 3 and 4. Now, folks, again, I am driving here, so I can only call it the way I can see it from my angle. If they actually did make contact, well, there you go. But if they did not, and I do want to take the moment to apologize. Battle for 5th heating up, though, as that 40 Toyota Supra is now getting himself in the mix. Dustin and Aaron Holroyd still battling it out for that 2nd place. That number 40 slipped into the inside of the 7. Backed off a little bit so he didn't get into Chris. Still early runnings here. Lap 16, 15 in the books. Chris has a huge jump going into the corner. But there goes James with the momentum from the outside. Jason Huffman still holding that lead with Dustin Reinsettle. Duke trying to make something happen there. Shades of New Hampshire in the trucks. for Dustin Reinsettle. This battle for fifth has turned into a three-car duel. Chris Hopen, he's riding up. They get into each other coming out of turn 3. The 40, it's 3 wide as they get ready to go into turn 3. Still bashing fenders there. Chris Thaler will take fifth away from James Olavison. And Olavison's not done yet as he's got Harris on the inside here in a turn 1 and 2. Jason Huffman able to get some distance from Dustin Reinsettle. James Olavison into the wall a little bit. He's lost some momentum. Now Dustin Reinsettle has the lead coming to the line. This is an interesting battle here for fifth place as no one's really walked away with it. James really trying, struggling to make that momentum go. Harris is going to try to sneak under Chris Thaler down the front straightaway. Chris forced to back it off there coming into turn 1. James gets a break with that extra momentum he's got off the corner. Gonna go ride the high line again now. Ron Schaumer sneaking up here. Able to save. Still a tight-knit group there, first, second, and third. James Olavison losing the momentum, trying to keep it off the wall on the exit of turn 3 and 4. And Harris now moves up to 5th place. Pit window is closing in. We'll see what everybody chooses to do here. Dustin Reinsettle got a half-second lead over Jason Huffman. Who himself has a half-second lead over Aaron Holroyd. Holroyd has the fastest lap time of the race. Purple lap, fastest lap time, 30.945. That will probably change over the course of the race. Qualifying lap times were a bit faster. I wouldn't be surprised if Jason or Dustin were able to break that, but Aaron has a chance to even break that as well. The gap is starting to form between second and third. The gap to 4th place has grown quite a bit now. Jason Huffman coming on down pit lane this time gives Dustin Reinstedt a little bit of room to breathe. 40 this time, 40 this time. And of course, folks, as you know, since I also am driving and calling here, you will be hearing my lovely voice calling every once in a while, too. Aaron Holroyd now takes the lead over. Here comes the pit strategy. Who takes tires this time? Who just takes fuel? I'm just taking fuel myself. There we go. And Aaron Holroyd continuing to have the lead right now. He did just come on out pit lane. Reinstedt now shown back in the lead by under 2 seconds over Jason Huffman. So just kind of the top 5 the way we had it before, just a little bit more spaced out. Dustin Reinstedt leads this race with Jason Huffman in second. Aaron Holroyd sitting in third. Norm Snyder in 4th place. Mike Harris in 5th place. 6th it will be James Olavison. Chris Thaler in 7th place. 8th place Ron Schamer, and 9th Josh Watt. So everybody spaced out except for 6th and 7th. The battle for 6th heating up here as James and Chris are fighting neck and neck for that role right now. James has been riding the high line pretty much the whole race long. It's given him momentum coming out of the corner. And so far, only Harris has gotten around him driving that line. Chris has put the nose in front, but just not enough to get himself out there. As it stands, the next closest battle is between Harris and Snyder in 4th. Norm darts to the apron there, seeing if he can scrub. Get some extra grip going for this corner. Still got a long way to go here with 31 laps complete in the race. Now 32. 102 laps remain in this event. Chris Thaler has now taken advantage into 6th, but James will have it coming back to the line. They are neck and neck and side by side with each other. NASCAR going back to Chicagoland this season. A lot of fans excited about that as the Chicagoland race takes over the Chicago Street Course date. And of course, we've also got San Diego taking over the street course action for the Cup Series. So for those of you that are not familiar, I can't talk. That's nothing new for a lot of you. But for those of you that are not familiar with our racing series, we race 3 different cars throughout the week. 3 different series, 3 different race nights. Go over a lot of those here at Midwest-Motorsports.com, Midwest-Motorsports.com. If you are interested in signing up for any of our series, whether or not it's the beginning of the year, the off season, or any of the time, always feel free to type up that link and it will take you to all the information you need to sign up. Sign-ups are always free and always open. Ready for anybody. Even though we have 2 weeks of racing left in our season 10 for the oval side, you could still join. It's definitely not a problem to come on in. I know a lot of people love the idea of being able to compete for a championship right away, but having those 2 races under your belt and getting to drive with some of our top drivers here and set you up for success for the following year. You know where you stand, where you need to learn, and getting that chemistry going with the crew. Better your chemistry, the better the racing experience, as you all know from your official days. Again, the website, it's in the link in the description down below, but it's Midwest-Motorsports.com. On Friday nights, to kick off our race weekend, we have our Midwest Truck Series. Races start at 9:55 Eastern Standard Time. This coming Friday night, we will be taking on the high banks and fast speed of the front straightaway at Auto Club Speedway out in Fontana, California. And then on Sunday nights, like tonight here, at 8:25 Eastern Standard Time, the race goes green for the Midwest Stock Car Series. Next Sunday night will be at Auto Club as well. So we end our season actually racing the same races, truck and stock car. We will end our seasons at 95% sure with Auto Club, followed by Nashville Super Speedway. Tuesday nights at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time at the moment. Our road series takes to the lefts and the rights. And they just wrapped up season 11 this past Tuesday at the Nürburgring GP or GT track. That 40 car making a dive to the inside of the number 28. And is gonna pass by Norm Snyder. Will it hold through turns 3 and 4? Will Norm make a crossover move at the exit? He does not. And Mike Harris move him up the board to 4th place. Ron Schaumer has moved himself up to 6th over Chris Thaler and James Lavison. Josh Watts still out there in 9th place. Dustin still leads. Jason and Aaron are your 2nd and 3rd place. So currently the Road Series is complete. So the admin teams will get together and figure out what the schedule is, the cars are, and what we'll be doing. Any rule changes or anything like that. So if you're interested in road racing, definitely check that out. When we are live, we have the wonderful voices of Adam Sondag and James the Voice Johnson. James Johnson, 7-time. He is the voice of the Midwest Motorsports broadcast team. We'll let you know if when signups officially begin for the roadside, but don't fret, you can always join the Discord and sign up for the iRacing League page using the link in the description of the YouTube channel below. We won't have a car change, but drivers get to actually vote in this league on what tracks, what cars, whether we're going to do multi-class on the roadside or single class. So just keep that in mind while you're shopping around for leagues to join. As for the oval side of the broadcast booth, it's myself in the 7-time studio. James Johnson usually comes to join in due to some health medical stuff at the beginning of the season. He was unable to. We'll see if season 11 is any change there. Season 11, usually the shorter of the 2 seasons we run throughout the calendar year, or even 3 seasons we run through a calendar year. Usually about 10 weeks or so. Our race director, Josh Watt, calls all the actions, looks at all the cautions, makes his determinations. Of course, he's out there in the field with us today. It's always an exciting development getting to see him race. Even if he's not dominating the league, it's still great to see him get that chance. So pit cycle's just kind of kicking off here a little bit. We just saw Aaron Holroyd come on down lap 46. So he's probably got some fresh tires on that Chevrolet. We'll see how that strategy affects the end of the race. Looks like Jason Huffman has come down pit lane. James Lavison down there as well. Gotta keep off that wall. 40 this time, 40 this time. Says I have about 1 lap left in the tank, but I don't know if I really want to chance it, you know? Justin Reinzel shown as the leader. Ron Schamer's going to take it over, though, as he stays out on the racing surface. Norm Snyder in the pits as well. Forty out. We had 45% on the right fronts. Ron Schamer currently marked as the race leader. He stays out on the racing surface. Justin Reinsettle listed as second place. I just got to keep hitting the walls, don't I? Oh, we got some front wheel damage, they say. "57 laps complete. 6 cars still remain on the lead lap here as Dustin Reinsettle resumes his race lead. Jason Huffman found a way to be right on his tail, though. Half a second still separating the lead two cars. The lead has grown just a little bit. As the leaders start to catch up to some lap traffic here. Looks like Aaron Holroyd's coming on in. 66 laps complete here in just a moment. Be about halfway through the race next time by. Six-tenths of a second now separates first and second. Got another battle on track here as the 97 has caught up to the 40. They get into turn 3 and 4. That 97 Menards car just flying right on by. He'll take fifth away. Move Ron Schamer up a spot. Ron Schamer setting sail now to chase down Norm Snyder. 60 laps to go at this point. Couple more pit stops left. And Jason's starting to make a move as he's 0.4 of a second back from Dustin. Jason Huffman down pit lane. Reinstedel staying out. He pit on lap 53, so he should be coming on down in a little bit here. Dustin Reinsettle coming on down pit lane. Ron Schamer listed as the race leader. Currently, Jason Huffman sitting in second place. Dustin back in third. Ron Schamer comes down pit lane. Jason Huffman will take over first place. It's got about a whole second over Dustin Reinsettle. Can he hold that advantage? And he's got a lap car right behind him. Now side by side coming out of turn 3 and 4. Dustin likes this. He's going to get some kind of advantage out of this. Because Jason's not able to use the whole racetrack. He's going to give right here. That outside line, he's going to have a run. Oh, he bumps that 40 machine way low. Hopefully not enough damage there for him. Half a second now separating Jason from Dustin. Sorry about that, Jason. This will be my last race broadcasted. I'm just kidding. Maybe. I don't know. Dustin continues to use the low lane as Jason continues to use the high lane. So as we've seen before, the high lane can definitely give you that momentum coming down the front and back straightaway, but you get such a large jump in the corners going low. Dustin Reinsettle making the move here. He's on the inside of Jason through 3 and 4. He's got him. Dustin Reinsettle takes back the lead on lap 92. 42 laps to go in this event. Another interesting development here is that there is talks about a third annual Midwest Indy 500. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for any promotional information that'll be forthcoming about that. Sorry for the quietness there, folks. Chicagoland out there in Illinois. Can't remember the town off the top of my head. Is a suburb of Chicago itself, the city. I've personally been to the track, but if you have, certainly drop down into the comments and let us know. Let us know what a great place to sit at Chicagoland Speedway is, if you've been, or if you are going this season, NASCAR season. Chris Thaler is battling it out with Josh Watt, actually, for 8th place. Josh has it. And not far up the road is 7th place James Olavison. There's still some battling around the field. You just have to know where to look. 3rd and 4th place, definitely vying for a battle. Josh Watt setting his sights now on James. Leveson in 7th place. He's on the outside of him now. That number 20 making some moves as he's moving him up to 7th place. Final pit cycles are starting to go through now. Chris Thaler comes on down pit lane. Jason Huffman himself comes on down. Will be able to make it from here. Well, we've got 31 laps to go. Now 30 to go as Dustin crosses the stripe. Three cars left on the lead lap, folks. Those two cars, besides Dustin, are Ron Schaumer and Norm Snyder. Now, Jason, of course, pit, so he will be able to get his lap back. The question is, does anybody have enough fuel to make it to the end of the race? Forty in, 40 in. Ron Schaumer will take the lead unless he comes down pit lane this time. Forty-out. And here comes Ron Schaumer down pit lane. One of 3 different drivers to lead a lap in this race. Dustin Reinsettle should take over the lead. Dustin back in the lead. Ron Schaumer listed as second, but we know Jason Huffman will most likely take that spot back. Oh, nope, it's still showing him there. Back to third. All right, so the timing bug back where it should be, but Jason Huffman, 26 seconds separating him from Dustin Reinsettle. Not sure how this pit cycle changed for that number 4 team, but I think Ryan Blaney's crew decided to join in to Jason's camp here. Means Dustin can fuel save to the end of the race, make sure he's got enough fuel for a burnout. But not anybody else really can. Ron Schaumer 7 seconds ahead of myself, but you know, not far ahead of Norm Snyder back there in fourth. Of course, with the times that Dustin's putting down, it's a wonder if he just took right sides only, if he just didn't take tires at all, and decided to run with what he's got on that machine to finish out the race. If he ends up winning, finishing in the podium, we'll ask and talk to the man ourselves. Battle for the old folks home. Of course, Norm's going to duke it out with Chris Thaler, even though Norm has the lap advantage. Norm going to pass by Chris Thaler here. 120 laps complete, 14 to go. Dustin continues his lead. It's down to 23 seconds. Jason Huffman running away here from Norm Snyder. And Ron Schamer up to second place right now. Three seconds separating second and third. Another 4 seconds separating third and fourth. 3 seconds separates fourth and fifth place, while 8 seconds separates fifth and sixth. Nine to go for Dustin Reinsettle here as he's looking to win yet another race in the Stock Car Series. He's had such a dominant performance here in this series and in the Truck Series as well. Like we said, on Friday night, he'll be on the hunt for his 15th win of the season in the Truck Series at Auto Club Speedway. James Olavison now listed as 7th place. Josh Watt hoping to battle for that spot. He's got 2 seconds or so. We try it again on the number 90 Baja Blast Chevrolet. Harris and Snyder now close to half a second from each other. Dustin Reinfeldt gets around that number 28 machine. Back to 3 cars on the lead lap now. Four to go now as Dustin completes lap 130. Two to go. White flag getting ready to be unfurled here. The white flag is now waving. Dustin Reinstedel holds a 21-second lead. And that's it. That's how the race ends. Dustin Reinstedel with the win. Ron Schaumer continues to drive around the racetrack for second place. And he'll come in second, third. Jason Huffman, can he make it across the line? He can, so he'll finish in third. Norm will finish in fourth place, myself in fifth. Aaron Holroyd will finish in sixth place. Seventh, James Olavison. Eighth, Josh Watt. And ninth, Chris Thaler. Great, let us move the camera myself over to the studio. To the booth here as we watch Dustin do some burnouts. Leading 103 laps here. So we're going to move Jason on up here. We're going to bring Dustin up as well. And we'll see if Ron is going to connect here. Well, either way, we do have our third place finisher, Jason Huffman, in the booth. Jason, do you have a copy? Maybe not. Now do you have a copy?
I do, loud and clear.
There we are. Jason, how's your night going? That number 4 had some good practice times.
Oh, can you...
I just got you a little... Oh, you're back on mute again.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now, loud.
Okay, I think my computer locked up there when I closed iRacing. Yeah, it's my first time ever being on that track. It was fun. I was like mentioning, it kind of reminded me of like Kansas a little bit, but like a ton of bumps in the 304.
Oh yeah, no, those bumps are can be pretty interesting there. And I'm wondering, do you have one of those little kickers or whatever, the butt kickers?
No,
Road
I
race?
don't. I just have a direct drive wheel and a nice little cushion.
Right. Well, I'm sure those could definitely throw somebody off there in those corners, no doubt. And so, how did you feel your race went? Just kind of talk through that last pit cycle as well.
I felt pretty good about the overall pace of my race. Like, I was able to keep nice striking distance in Dustin. I know he was saving a little bit, and that's kind of what tripped me up at the end was the first or second cycle I pitted like 2 laps earlier than Dustin. I think I burned a little bit more fuel, so I had to do like a splash and go on that final stint, unless like a yellow came out. But yeah, it felt good. I was actually able to like keep a good pace on the top, which I'm typically not a top ripper type of driver. So it was fun. I hope we can do that track again.
Well, it's a ringing ovation for Chicagoland if I've ever heard one for the stock car series for the stock cars. And we got Auto Club Speedway next week. What are you thinking about for that one?
It should be interesting in this car since it's traditionally a high tire wear. I think we've got like two extra sets for that one too. So I'd be curious if like fuel saving will actually help or if like the advantage of fresh tires will overtake that. So it's good. It's like Michigan, but you're gonna be burning up your right front and right rear a lot more.
Definitely see that there. Same 100 laps as we did at Michigan. So it'll be interesting to see. And we look forward to seeing what that number four can do.
We'll see. I feel like I don't do as well in Auto Club as I do Michigan, but I'm looking forward to it either way.
Alrighty. Well, thank you, Justin or Jason. Wow. I need to
Jeez,
go to bed
that
apparently.
hurts.
Sleep deprivation, everybody. Sleep deprivation. All right. Well, anyway, thank you, Jason, for joining us up there. Sorry for the name blender. Jason, Dustin, when you're talking about both of them at the same time, usually turns out Justin. I wonder if maybe he's some kind of clone mixed between the two. I don't know. They're probably very angry with me now. This is my last race in the broadcast, apparently. At any rate, now that he's heard all of that breakdown there, Ron Schomer, he brought it home in second place in that number 97. Do we get a copy?
I'm here.
There he is. And Ron, how did you feel about your race today?
I did better than I thought I would. I was really good on the bottom. That's where I raced the whole race. I was able to pass some people and obviously finished second.
There you go. You were able to stay out a little bit longer than the rest of us were doing. Uh, I'm wondering, was that from the first cycle there? Or did you do some fuel saving?
I didn't think I was trying to. I was more trying to tire save on the first two stints there, the two 27 lap runs. I don't know. Was to save some fuel too.
Sometimes they go hand in hand together, and you got a couple laps led yourself here, and as we talked with Jason before, we got Auto Club coming up here this week and Nashville Super Speedway to finish out the season. How you feeling about Auto Club, and is there a particular strategy you like over there?
If I remember, Auto Club's a little slippery, so it's obviously just going to be trying to keep the car underneath us.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll definitely be a challenge, but we know you're up for it, Ron. You're bringing some speed here week in and week out. Do you have any other things you want to say? Any thanks for the sponsors or thanks for any people?
I always like to thank the broadcast team and the admin team for letting us race.
Pleasure to have you out here for sure, Ron. We love seeing that 97 out there, along with the rest of our crew, but definitely good to see you progress and get better week in and week out. And sorry, go ahead.
I would say thank you.
All right, everybody, your second place finisher, Ron Schomer. Is it Schomer or Schomer?
Shomer.
All right, I try. All right, well, thank you, Ron, and we'll see you next week or next this coming Friday.
Have a great night.
You as well. All right, and last but not least, our race winner, that number 11 Chevrolet of Dustin Reinstedel. You got a copy, sir.
Got you loud and clear. What's up?
Oh, just another day out here on the farm or in the suburbs of Chicago, as we say. Got yourself another win behind that number 11 Chevrolet.
Yeah, yeah, pretty good race. Didn't think about it being a tire and fuel race. I was kind of like what Ron said. I was just really saving tires. Those first couple of laps, that Aaron and Jason were going really hard, and I always try if I'm on the front row just to make sure I lead a lap early to get my point, just in case anything crazy happened. But just led the second lap, I think, and then after that, I just felt like I was overheating the tires way too quick. I could kind of feel the wheel sliding a little bit, or kind of turning it too much in the corner. The first couple of laps, I just backed off, hung around in second, and then as I started to save tires, I kind of did the math in my head and realized that it was going to be really close to be able to make it. If you could run like 1 28 lap stint, I think. So just tried to do that. When Jason pit 2 laps early on that stint, I knew he was just kind of running full go. So I really saved the last 2 or 3 laps of that stint to try to get another half lap out of it, and that ended up kind of being the lap I needed. I think I could have ran the whole last stint a full go, but just tried to save tires in case we got one of those famous Midwest Motorsports cautions in the last 5 or 10 laps. Haven't happened in a while, so we're due at some point.
Yeah, something about Michigan there with the water bottles or hot dog wrapper. I don't even remember exactly what went out on the racetrack there.
I
But
missed
if it,
that one. I heard about it, but I wasn't there for that one. I missed that last week.
so, speaking of that last stint there, it seemed like you had a giant advantage over Jason Huffman, like 27 seconds when it all cycled out there. Was there anything different you did in that final stop? Just take two, didn't take any tires?
No, I took 4 and just kind of tried to manage it. Honestly, I was backing up. I appreciate you when I say this. I was backing up to you, and then I was kind of just going off of what your lap times were because I know you stopped at the same time that I was. So then I was just kind of managing that. Then once you got to like two tenths out, I kind of put it back on just a little bit, and then saved for like 2 laps. I think is all I had to save for to make it. So you were my gauge since there wasn't anybody else really around me.
I guess I should be honored to have been your gauge on that. I know I had to do some fuel saving myself because it was looking pretty tight. I hadn't really done any longer stints or anything, so I knew I was catching up to you and figured I'm just not gonna worry about passing him. Maybe use some draft and eventually Norm will come to me.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like you guys had a really close finish there at the end.
Yeah, he was ahead of me. I bumped him, and I was just like, "All right, well, I got a
That
4
was your
extra
yeah. That was
bad.
your.
I'm not passing you."
uh, there you go. Yeah, it looked like a good little battle there coming to the line, so I have to rewatch that if it's on the broadcast. But no, it was a really good race. Shout out to everybody for another clean run. It's going to be, we got recruiting season coming up, so I'm sure we'll get a bunch of new guys in here. We haven't had any cautions in a while, other than the random ones at Michigan, I guess. So it's going to be interesting to throw those back into the mix because I feel like I almost rely on stuff like that. I kind of talked about it tonight in our little group. that I usually wait till 5 or 6 laps in before I even. Once you kind of like settle into your spot through the first run, I kind of wait till then to really think about strategy because it's still early enough that you can figure it out, but then it kind of gives me something where I'm not, usually you're not running as hard as you can through the first couple of laps of a race anyway. So uh, cautions give me time to think. So it'd be nice to have at least, one or two here or there.
We don't need to think, Dustin. We just turn left, right?
Yeah. Just turn left. If you turn right, then we'll get a caution.
There you go. All righty. Well, anything else for us, Dustin?
No, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks for what you do. Appreciate you. Shout out to James. Hopefully he's doing pretty good. And to everybody else that makes this possible. Looking forward to the end of the season. End of the truck series. Have that one pretty much wrapped up. So excited about that. I think that'll be my 7th championship. Either 6 or 7. No pun intended. But something like that. So fortunate, enjoy it, love this league, love everybody in it. I think that'll be just my 2nd one in the truck series. So I've always said the trucks are kind of the hardest series to run because it seems like this one you can always kind of get a good finish out of. It seems like, but trucks are unpredictable. Usually, just I guess where it's our kind of entry series for everybody in the league. Get a couple of different guys that don't race on Sundays, so there's always some mix ups and stuff in that.
It certainly can be. We look forward to having some more guys out here, and cautions can be good, especially when field spreads out as far
We're
as it
talking like
does.
one
But
here. I'm talking one. But yeah,
best you
yeah.
can,
No,
best you
I
can
think
get
that
is
would be.
4.
I think we add. It'll be a product of the racing, I believe. I think right now we're all just so spread out during the race. So you sprinkle in another, 5, 10, 15, however many we end up getting through the recruiting cycle. I think it'll add some more intense racing at certain parts of the race, and then that just is a product of racing sometimes making contact. So I think that'll be a product of that, but hopefully it's still. I'm sure it will still be clean. But yeah, I think we would all. As much as I like strategy races now, it seems like I would definitely go for some craziness here or there on occasions.
Alrighty, well, with that said, Dustin, congrats on win number 12 on the season here, and look forward to seeing you on Friday or Sunday night.
Alrighty, thanks, Mike.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, thank you all for tuning in and watching as we finish up race number 20 on the season. 2 more left to go. Auto Club Speedway for both the trucks and the stock car series. No race on Tuesday as the road series has wrapped up there, but for everybody in the broadcast team and the admin team here, I'm Mike Harris Jr., again, your broadcaster for the Oval Series. We'll see you guys on Friday night. Don't be late and live life in the fast lane.